Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something deep, exploring the messy, complex heart of a family. How does love mix with resentment, sacrifice with, well, secrets? How does all that shape a life?
It's a powerful question, and that's exactly what we're aiming for in this deep dive. We're immersing ourselves in a story that's incredibly personal, really emotionally charged. It's about two sisters, Parwana and Masooma, in this village, Shadba.
Right.
And our goal isn't just to, tell their story, but to dig into what it reveals about sacrifice, guilt, the past, how it casts these huge shadows on the present. It's about choices with devastating consequences.
Okay, so let's start. It's spring 1949, and the day begins, well, intensely. Parwana wakes up, and the first thing is the smell from Masooma's soiled bed.
Yeah, it hits you immediately, the weight of the situation.
And then Masooma whispers an apology. Parwana tries to smile, but inside, there's this thought. This is her own handiwork, this mess. This is what she deserves. That's rough.
It's brutal. And that raw internal thought, this is what she deserved, it just lays bare this corrosive guilt she's carrying, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All the care she gives, the heating water, the careful bathing, even when Masooma protests, moving her constantly to stop bed sores, it looks like pure devotion.
All right, like selflessness.
Exactly. But underneath, fueled by that thought, it makes you ask, how often is that kind of tireless care actually a form of penance, a way to punish yourself?
Wow, that's a heavy idea. Devotion is self-punishment. And her day is just this endless loop, right? Chickens, wood, water, bread, laundry, visiting graves.
Total consumption. Her life is defined by these tasks, by Masooma's needs.
But then there's this little crack of light, or maybe longing. Zabur, the widower.
With the two kids, including baby Pari.
And Parwana feels this nearly crippling longing. She can barely look at him. If their eyes meet, she blushes. He's described as like worn down by his own tragedy.
And this just adds another layer, doesn't it? Her inner world is already so complicated. Guilt, duty, resentment, and now this impossible longing.
Even nighttime isn't really peaceful. Masooma asks her to sleep beside her, says something like, "You deserve better than me."
Which Parwana just brushes off.
Yeah. There's these brief moments, almost like when they were kids sharing secrets. But then Masooma sleeps, and Parwana's mind just races.
Right, and she gets stuck on that image from a magazine.
Oh, the grim-faced brothers from Siam joined at the torso. That's such a striking image.
It really is. It's more than just being physically stuck, isn't it?
Definitely. It's like
Yeah.
this symbol of their suffocating bond, how tangled up they are, not just by love or duty, but by this shared history, this tragedy.
It's a perfect metaphor for that kind of psychological fusion that can feel like a prison. She feels permanently tethered, no escape.
And then the final twist of the knife for her. The rumor that Sabor is looking to remarry.
Ugh, yeah. That's not just about losing a potential love. For Parwana, it feels like the absolute end of any possible future for herself. Any dream is just gone.
So to really understand why this present weighs so heavily, we need to rewind. Go way back.
To the very beginning, their birth.
Exactly. Masooma apparently arrived quietly, but Parwana, she was a surprise, tangled in the umbilical cord around her neck. The text says, as if in a murderous fit of separation anxiety.
Wow. That's intense language for a birth.
And Parwana sometimes thinks darkly. Perhaps the cord knew best. Maybe it knew which was the better half.
Oh, that's chilling. To think that about yourself right from birth, it sets a really dark tone for her self-perception.
And their infancy just seemed to cement the difference. Masooma was the sensible baby. Easy, happy, slept well.
Predictable, delightful even.
While Parwana was a tyrant, causing misery of epic proportion. Their poor mother, the father and older brother Nabi, apparently just fled the house sometimes.
Even after the colic, it says Parwana had already made her mark. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, how much of that is innate temperament and how much is just the perception that takes hold and shapes everything.
It feels like the roles were cast really early. Masooma the easy one, Parwana the difficult one. And this gets amplified, right, at a wedding, when they're only 10 months old.
Yeah, that scene. Masooma gets passed around, everyone admiring her. Her beauty, those sapphire blue eyes, she's seen as this harbinger of startling beauty.
And well, Parwana's just there.
Yeah.
In her mother's lap, unnoticed. Her mother tries feebly to point her out, but no one's really looking.
And that's what you called the first sting of invisibility. It's so important, isn't it? It's not just a moment. It's like laying down a track in her mind.
Right. Masooma gets validation. Parwana gets overlooked.
And that feeling of being less than, of being invisible next to her sister, that can dig in really deep in childhood. It shapes your whole sense of self-worth, that constant comparison.
Okay, so fast forward, they're 9. There's an iftar dinner at Sabur's family home, and we see Parwana just quietly watching Sabur, completely smitten.
Adoring him from afar.
And she has this secret plan. She stole an embossed leather notebook from a bazaar. She wants to give it to him because she loves his storytelling. It's like her offering, her way of connecting.
It's more than just a kid's crush, isn't it? It's this deep yearning to be seen by him, to be acknowledged.
Which makes what happens next just brutal.
Yeah.
Later, they're at that big oak tree. Sabur tells this story about how it grants wishes. If it works, it drops exactly 10 leaves.
The magic tree. Okay.
Parwana's waiting for her turn on the swing, wanting to give him the notebook, but she freezes.
Mm-hmm.
Then on it.
Then Masooma steps in.
Masooma hands Sabur the notebook, the stolen notebook, and they share a smile.
Whoa.
Parwana describes feeling like she's crumpling, like she winked out into thin air, that it cut her to the bone.
Cut her to the bone. That's so visceral. And you see why, right? It wasn't just about the gift.
Yeah.
It was about being chosen, even for a moment, being seen. And in that instant, Masooma gets the smile, the connection. It just confirms Parwana's deepest fear. She's invisible, especially next to her sister. It cements that feeling of always coming second.
And that comparison, it just gets worse as they get older. By 11, walking home from school, Parwana already gets it. She sees how boys react to Masooma.
Their eyes just ricocheted off her and trained themselves on Masooma. That's such a specific, painful description.
It really is. And it shows that flip side of beauty, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For Masooma, it's power. For Parwana, it's a constant reminder of what she isn't.
And then there's that incident with the rock.
Yes. Thrown by a boy, wrapped in paper. Inside, a roomy poem, a marriage proposal.
Sounds romantic, almost.
Until you read the rest.
Until the PS, basically. I've got a cousin for your sister. He's a perfect match. They can graze my uncle's field together. Just casually cruel.
Unbelievably cruel, comparing her to livestock, and Masooma just assumes the poem's for her, calls the boys idiots. She's maybe oblivious or maybe just used to the attention.
But Parwana, the text says, it left her gutted. It flattened her.
How could it not? It's just another nail in the coffin of her self-worth.
And by 13, in the bazaars, it's even clearer. Masooma has this power. Her beauty blistered the eyes. Parwana sees herself as just a pathetic shadow. Flat chest, sallow skin, masculine shoulders.
She internalizes all these negative comparisons.
She tries to avoid mirrors, but it says, every stranger's eye was a mirror. There was no escape. That's such an insightful line. Her sense of inadequacy isn't just internal. It feels constantly reflected back at her by the world. That external gaze, the constant comparison in public, it just chips away and chips away. It's relentless.
So into this really difficult internal world comes a visitor, Nabi, their older brother.
Right. Nabi returns from Kabul. He's the success story. Arrives in his boss's big, shiny car.
He represents something else, doesn't he? A world beyond the village.
Definitely. Especially for Masooma. She's lively with him, wants to hear about Kabul, wants to go back. She sees him as her link to, well, glamour, a different kind of life. He'd taken them before, shown them palaces and gardens.
So for Masooma, Nabi is hope, escape maybe, but for Parwana...
For Parwana, Nabi brings bad news, or confirms her worst fears.
Yeah. Outside the hut, he tells her gently that Sabur is looking to marry again. Mentions his dead wife, the baby girl, Pari.
And Parwana tries to act indifferent, but inside, her heart's pounding.
She knows what this means. It hits her. Parwana's time is already consumed, accounted for. Her whole life is... What does that even feel like? To believe your whole life is already spent.
It's this profound sense of being trapped. No options left. Her agency feels completely gone, eroded by duty, by comparison, by this unfulfilled longing. Sabur remarrying is just the final door slamming shut on any imagined future that wasn't tied to Masooma.
Which leads us inevitably to the oak tree again, the pivotal moment.
A moment everything changes. They're 17 now.
Sitting on that same branch. And Masooma whispers, all excited, Sabur's going to ask me. Meaning his father will ask for her hand.
And Parwana just knows instantly. That last tiny flicker of hope she might have clung to, it's gone.
It's the absolute breaking point, isn't it? All those years of resentment, feeling invisible, jealous, it all comes to a head. Masooma turns away, maybe reaching for something.
And Parwana acts. She planted the heels of her hands on the branch, lifted her bottom, and let it drop. The branch shook.
Then there's that chilling phrase, a brief moment of subtle shoving. and Masooma falls.
Hits branches on the way down, spinning. Until that low, thick branch caught her lower back with a sick, audible crunch.
That crunch and the ambiguity of the subtle shoving. Was it an accident in the shake? Or was it intentional? A split-second impulse.
It's haunting because we don't know for sure. The text leaves it just ambiguous enough. But Parwana believes it was her doing.
Which brings us back to her first thought in the present. This is her own handiwork, this mess, and the detail that seals it for her.
The leaves. After the fall, when they uncurl Masooma's hand.
It contains exactly 10 crumbled little leaves, just like in Sabor's story about the wish tree.
It's almost too perfect, too literary, isn't it? But what matters is how Parwana sees it.
Right. It confirms her guilt. It's the evidence.
Whether it's fate or coincidence, for Parwana, it becomes the undeniable proof of her responsibility. It's like her sentence.
Yeah.
Those 10 leaves seal her fate in her own mind.
So now, let's go back to that agonizing journey towards Kabul. 2 days in, Parwana walking, Masooma strapped to the mule.
And Masooma speaks, her voice shaking a little.
She says, you have to do it now. If you wait until morning, you'll lose heart.
Oh, the desperation there. It's unbearable. I'm tired, Parwana. It's not a life what I have. My existence is a punishment to us both.
And then she says, I'm letting you go. I am releasing you.
It's this tragic pact they've reached, isn't it? The burden is just too much for both of them. It's a plea for mercy, but also an act of release for Parwana. It's so complex.
Incredibly complex. And then Masooma makes this final huge request.
Yeah.
His boy, Abdullah, and the baby girl, Pari. You think you could love them as your own?
What a question to ask in that moment.
Parwana can barely speak. Just chokes out, I could try. Masooma says Sabor will come around, given time.
And Parwana breaks down then, doesn't she? This is all my doing, my fault, all of it.
But Masooma just dismisses it. It's like,
yeah.
The blame doesn't matter anymore, but the request, it's transferring a different kind of weight, isn't it?
Absolutely. Masooma's last act is, well, it's partly freeing Parwana from the physical care, but it's also binding her to a new life, a new responsibility, motherhood, a life with Sabor built on this terrible secret. It's a devastating kind of gift.
And then, the final moments. Masooma asks for the opium.
More. Put in a lot more.
Parwana's hands are trembling as she prepares the hookah. Masooma's last words. Now, don't make me beg.
And she turns her head away.
Just unimaginable, the weight of that moment for Parwana.
So Parwana leaves her. She slowly gets up, tightens the saddle, and this dread hits her. She may not know how to live without Masooma.
Yeah. And the realization that Masooma's absence might actually be a far heavier burden than her presence ever had.
How does that work? How can the absence be heavier?
Well, the physical burden, the daily tasks, that was constant, visible, maybe even a way to atone actively. But the absence, that's internal. It's the secret, the guilt, the memory of that final act. It's a silence that screams, you know.
Yeah, I see. As she walks away, she hears something, like wailing. Far away. She almost turns back. Thinks Masooma is calling her, but she stops herself.
She thinks Masooma was right. If she goes back now, she will not have the courage when the sun comes up.
That decision, to keep walking, it's monumental.
This becomes her secret, one she'll share with the mountains only. And she asks herself, can she live with it?
And the immediate answer is chillingly matter-of-fact. She has lived with secrets all her life.
It tells you so much about her inner landscape, doesn't it? The silent suffering she's always carried, but maybe also a kind of terrifying resilience.
Or maybe just a deep familiarity with carrying burdens, and then those unspoken thoughts surface, the ones she never said aloud.
Everyone loved you, Masooma. No one me. And why, sister? What had I done?
It's just the raw cry of the person who always felt second best, always overlooked, that fundamental human need to be seen, to be valued, just laid bare.
And finally, she makes the choice. No looking back. But she remembers something.
The bicycle ride. That one memory of pure, shared joy, speeding down a hill, laughing, dogs chasing them.
It's like this tiny flicker of light in the darkness. Maybe something to hold on to.
Perhaps. A reminder of a different connection they once had, before everything got so twisted. And then the final images. Marching towards this new life.
The darkness feeling like a mother's womb. The dawn hitting a boulder feeling like being born.
It's such powerful, ambiguous imagery. A birth, yes. But a birth out of what and into what?
Exactly. It's a new beginning forged in an ending, in an unspeakable act.
So we're left reflecting on these immense choices, this tangled web of love, sacrifice, guilt, release, the sheer weight of it all.
She escapes one kind of burden, maybe, but picks up another, potentially heavier one, the secret.
Which brings us to that final thought for you listening. What does freedom really mean when it's bought at such a cost? Can you truly have a rebirth when the past, and such a profound secret, is fundamentally part of who you are now?
What kind of life begins after something like that? Something to really ponder.